Welcome into Poppin' Off. I am Danny Otto. Joining with me, as always, is my best friend Pete.
That's me. Sometimes it's like the angle and the light and everything. It's like so inviting, and then I just look like someone's in a basement somewhere here,
with a golden unicorn with a green wig on.
And you're welcome. But that's not the third person. That's the host of this show. Who is it?
As always, Tessa Corvers.
Hello. Hi, everybody. It's
Hi.
Corvers. I'm still asleep. I'm not gonna lie.
I heard you went adventuring.
I did go adventuring.
How was it?
Brogan screamed the entire way up the mountain. He was so excited. Just scared all the wildlife away and got rid of it. And there was no relaxing. But it was fun. We had a good time.
Hiking is an animal with you that just screams and scares the wildlife away.
He's great. He's doing good. We're doing great.
By the way, hey, Wilkes Booth, and oh, hi, Johnny Rico. How is everybody doing?
Us or Johnny Rico?
Everybody. Oh. We'll just sit here and wait.
I'm glorious. Absolutely glorious. Still in a fun lockdown. I'm here. I have a roof over my head. A decent attempt at a ponytail. One day I can't wait to be like Corey.
You're gonna put the little poof thing up there?
I don't know what that's called, but yes, one day. Bun? I don't know. I want to avoid man bun.
You can have it. I will lend this to you. You can have this permanently. I hate my hair.
I don't even want to talk about your hair right now because I'm still upset that you didn't show up with the hair that I thought was going to show up with. But like, we'll keep that as a secret.
Next time.
We're all sitting here going, I guess Corey's gonna be late because she is gonna surprise us with that. And then meanwhile, you're like texting all the my computer won't work.
Haggard.
I was breaking down the show breakdown. I was like, listen, we're at least gonna have 5 minutes of conversation in regards to Corey's hair throughout this entire episode. And now it's just we have 5 minutes of conversation out the gate. So Tim and like Paul are just sitting there like, why the fuck are they still talking about hair? Even though we do have a fun product to talk about.
We do. Toys. This is an awesome product of the night. So product of the night or pop culture item of the night.
Pop culture. What a segue.
Whatever. Pop culture product of the night is Avengers superhero watercolor prints. And you actually ordered some of these because you were,
absolutely. No, Amazon is coming out hot right now. You can order sets of 9, so you're not getting all those right now. But they have them broken down. So, like, they have, like, 2 sets of Avengers, and the Guardians of the Galaxy are the only ones that are, like, locked down in that group. And I'm not going to lie, I love the Guardians one. And that might be the one that I purchased, not to do too many hints, but I went with the Guardians one.
Yeah, I had to include that because you made the notes there that those were your favorite. So,
I'm glad we're all on the same page about that. And you know what they're missing? They're missing 2 of the people that we're actually going to lead into this next part with.
Shut up.
And so it's perfect about this. It's absolutely perfect.
I had to make the choice. Do I put on the ones that actually segue into the next subject, or do I put the ones that Pete said were his favorites and he probably actually bought? I had to make choices, Pete. I had to make the tough choice.
Listen, selfishly, I appreciate your choice.
Appreciate you. Some Disney Plus others?
I mean, it goes with it. Hint.
All right, so we've been getting a lot of news for MCU related stuff. A little bit of Sony sprinkled in there too. They're kind of getting connected now that we're doing a lot of comics and stuff like that. Both companies are starting to do that. So we figured, why not do an MCU in 60? You guys all set?
Yay! I'm like pulling everything up, so I am prepared.
Yeah, because you're second. I put you in here second this time.
I'm glad that you guys actually gave me good stuff this time and not garbage.
Look, I tried to coordinate this to what I thought everybody like cared about. Corey, I apologize because I didn't 100% know what you cared about, but I tried to put in things that made sense.
I saw Corey just flip you off. It's okay. Let's kick this off.
All right, WandaVision premieres tomorrow, or kind of tonight if you're on the West Coast, I guess. We're going to get a 2-episode premiere. Reviews so far have been amazing. Cannot wait. Next week, we're going to be giving our reactions to episode 1 and 2 of WandaVision. Pete!
Kevin Feige confirms that Deadpool is officially rated R. Thank you. Deadpool 3. Thank you.
Yay!
His name is Feige? Okay, Feige also confirmed that Black Panther 2 will not feature Challa and instead focus on the subcultures of Wakanda. Oh, that's so nice. I didn't know that.
Falcon and Winter Soldier and Loki will be a 6-episode series that will run about 50 minutes each. Pete!
I mean, Morbius is already going to be terrible, but that one starring Jared Leto already has been delayed from March to October, which, let's be grateful that it is.
Maybe you don't like Jared Leto?
Corey, go! Corey, go!
Oh, She-Hulk will be a half-hour legal comedy with 9 to 10 What's a legal comedy?
Maybe like a sitcom about law? I don't know. Chris Evans recently responded to reports of him returning as Cap in the MCU to, quote, news to me.
Oh, we're still doing this?
Finish it,
We're out of time.
We don't care about
Ben Affleck has some high praise. He says, I'm glad that you guys gave me this one. That fucker knows his audience like no producer. He's a genius. Thank you, Ben Affleck, to Kevin Feige. Corey, just end this even though we're already over.
Kevin Feige has denied recent casting rumors involving the MCU's Wolverine. I have so many things going on here, guys. I can't go back and forth. 4 different fucking screens.
All right, that's the MCU at 60. We ran out of time, but screw it. Anyway, moving on. So we got word from Netflix that they will be promising a new movie every single week of 2021. That's 52 movies for those of you who don't remember how many weeks we got in the year. But we actually got a complete list. Well, semi-complete. We got through March, I believe, on this list where they're actually giving us the dates. I mean, we have kind of all the names, but we really don't have dates after March. So it's a complete list, but not schedulely complete list. Did you guys have a chance to check out this list?
Yes, but we're never complete, really. We're just constantly evolving people.
And so is this list.
And so is this list. But also just like it's impressive in general, especially for Netflix is doing. They have been praising this from the get-go of like, staying at home and watching movies, and now they're bringing movies to you. So like, I'm really excited for the announcement. I thought it was really cool. I know out the gate, Thunder Force, the superhero movie. I'm interested in that one. I believe like if you're looking at that, they've had a couple different promos right now with that, and then Army of the Dead is the one that I'm really oddly excited about.
Yeah, that one looks interesting, and also kind of in the same vein as that in horror. I know they have. I'm trying to look on a list just because I can't remember exactly what it was called. Oh, the Fear Street trilogy. They're actually doing a trilogy, so like they're gonna have them out 3 weeks in a row, and everybody's assuming that's gonna be part of October, and build up the Halloween type of thing. But I think it's really cool having this much to have, I guess. I'm definitely interested in some of the comedies, and I believe Red Notice, I think, was one that I wanted to look at because, I mean, it's got Ryan Reynolds in it. It's got The Rock in it. It's got Gal Gadot in it. Or Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot? I think we have a clip.
We're about to embark on the trip of a lifetime. Raising the price, in places you don't get advice. These are the breaks, these are the heights.
That was like a split second of a clip, basically.
Yeah, but that was enough for Netflix to just like whip it out and be like, we got shit all year, guys, all year. And it's like,
what's funny is I feel like we're seeing so many stars from like the MCU and the DCEU and all that stuff.
Well, that's what happens when you have a superhero movie with a bunch of stars already in it. And it's like, oh, I mean, next year you're going to be like, why am I seeing everyone from Spider-Man 3 in a movie now? That's crazy.
Shut up. You know what I mean, though?
Like Danny doesn't expect them to be in other things.
I don't. They're their characters. They're superheroes. That's
okay.
all.
Well, you live in that world, Daniel.
I am.
Oh my God. She's like, you go to sleep now.
Oh, get me out of this hell. Let's move on to the next thing. Yeah.
Again, we are ever evolving people, Danny. So proceed out of your hell. What's the next one?
So
Off the rails.
a new trailer dropped for Tom Holland's movie coming out with the Russo brothers actually directing. And quick side note, this is the Russo brothers' first non-Marvel film since 2006's You, Me, and Dupree, which I don't even remember that movie. I know it had Owen Wilson in it, I think. No, not Owen Wilson. Yeah, was it? I think so.
I think it was.
Is that the one where he's like 7 different kinds of smoke? And he's just sitting there, he's like, you gotta find your nest. I'm not gonna lie, kind of a terrible movie, but late at night, if you're looking for something, that'll kill some time.
I joined the army.
Why would you do that?
Sometimes I feel like I've already seen everything that's gonna happen. And it's a nightmare.
Yeah, this trailer. So in the past, we had an older trailer that was a very like kind of not a lot going on in it type of thing. So we really didn't get a good idea of what the tone of the movie was going to be or what was going to really be happening. This trailer is batshit crazy. It's everywhere and nowhere at the same time. I understand that it has something to do with robbing banks, something to do with where he finds the love of his life, something to do with him being in the army and being in combat and having PTSD. I have no idea how any of those connect, but it looks batshit crazy. What do you guys think of this? Have you had a chance to watch this trailer? This trailer just dropped today, so it's understandable if you didn't have a chance to check it out yet. I recommend checking it out just because it looks batshit crazy.
Well, I'm going to connect it for you, Danny. He has an opioid addiction due to PTSD, and he robs banks to fund that opioid addiction. So that's how all that connects. But that's all I know. No, I think that this movie itself, and I know that like Tom Holland has done a lot of stuff since we've even met him, and he has like his range is ridiculous. I don't know if you were there that night, but do you guys remember when he did? He's like a Broadway trained dancer and singer. Mm-hmm. Like this dude he is amazing, and I love watching him, and I love like seeing him turn into whatever he needs to be on screen.
Actually, I mean, we have another side note here that this is going to be one of 4 films that Tom Holland's going to be starring in coming out in 2021 alone. We're getting Cherry, Chaos Walking, Uncharted, and Spider-Man 3, all in 2021, and they're all very different glimpses of him doing stuff. I mean, I understand Uncharted and Spider-Man, he's kind of playing like a not the same character, but like very like has similar aspects. But the other, I mean, to see this kind of range out of one person in 1 year is pretty exciting.
I just hope that at least one of those movies, because I'm banking on the Chaos one, at least one of those movies, he doesn't have to speak in an American accent. He can just speak normal. Because like every single one, he has an American accent. I'm not wrong, but like this one, yeah, it does look really interesting. I was waiting. Thank you, Corey, for mentioning the opioid addiction. I was like, yeah, dude, it does. There are ties together. There's like, it's random.
I didn't write it was random. I just mean the trailer goes all over the place.
but it's also like, it's really interesting seeing his emotions and everything. It does look like a mind fuck of a movie, especially for anyone that is familiar with anyone with PTSD or anything, especially coming from like the war. So it's really interesting to see how this is going to go. But yeah, he has a year. He has a year ahead of him. And guess what? No red carpets. Next.
Also, quick side note for this movie, we got the information that Tom Holland had to drop and gain 30 pounds like super quick, according to the Russo brothers. So that always kind of weighs on an actor when they have to. I mean, even 30 pounds. You think of Tom Holland, he's really not.
He's
not
little.
like
He's
he doesn't have a lot of meat to him. So like losing 30 pounds is a lot. Especially because, I mean, Spider-Man, it's pretty much all muscle. Like, losing 30 pounds of muscle must be tough. Anyway. Shut up, Pete! Anyway. I don't want to get to the next. I think that's why I'm stalling a little bit. All right. So, we have to wrap up this segment with a little bit of sad news. And a little bit of sad news is that recently the lead animator on Bob's Burgers passed away. His name's Dave Creek. He was in an unfortunate skydiving accident, and he passed away. I mean, he's definitely going to be missed, not only from, I'm sure, the animation team behind Bob's Burgers and stuff like that, but I mean, he's a major contributor to Bob's Burgers stuff like that, and he will definitely be missed. I mean, so sadly we had to end the segment on that note, but
we're not trying to end it on a eulogy, but that's real shit, and that happened.
Right.
So. The next thing. The next thing. Any minute now. Go to the next.
All right. So let's change the energy. Let's get some weird stuff coming on. Right. So
I thought it was a good segue.
Yeah, you just telling us to go? Anyway, so we are 180 days till we find out more stuff about UFOs. Very exciting. We don't really have information yet, but we just wanted to throw out a quick tease that we're going to be tracking this, and we're going to have some sort of special on the information that gets released. And stay tuned, because I mean, I'm excited. Are you excited, Pete?
I mean, you can go ahead and get a little nibble beforehand. See, they dropped the Black Vault, so you can go ahead and see some of the declassified stuff already. But yeah, I cannot wait. Cannot wait.
We need to do a UFO special.
Yo, beam me up, homie.
All right. So now we're gonna move on to the animal portion of hashtag trending, and I thought, Pete, I believe you were really excited for this story.
Snake lassos, people! Snake lassos! It's a real thing! No, but a couple scientists, they were looking at the brown snake species, which is an invasive species in Guam. And what they were noticing, they were trying to repopulate a lot of bird species in Guam. And it turns out, surprise, snakes can turn themselves into a lasso and climb up. Don't believe me? Take a look.
This is how the birds are dying?
Yes, so it turned they end up, yeah, they set up these birds' nests on the top of these like poles, thinking, okay, it'll be safe. We'll go ahead and replenish the population. Turns out the invasive species snake was like, time out, I got you. And they caught them now climbing up these poles and killing the birds. And I don't know, maybe back in the day, The Simpsons used to predict the future. Maybe Rick and Morty's onto something now, but we need to watch out for snake jazz. We need to watch out for snakes holding guns, going to space now. Listen, people, pythons are working their way up from the Everglades and into like North Carolina. That's a real thing. I don't want a python climbing stuff and getting to me. Absolutely not. Snake lassos, people.
Okay, I think that the bigger issue right now is the fact that if it is an invasive species, somebody brought it to Guam. It's a fucking island. Like they couldn't have swam there.
Oh yeah, no, that was brought to the 40s. Yeah, but that's it. It's the same as like in Florida when they're like, the pythons aren't supposed to be there, but someone's like, this makes sense as a pet.
Right, but they got loose because of like hurricanes and stuff, and people letting their snakes go so they don't die, and then the snakes go and they actually make their little homes in the Everglades, and they don't have any natural predators and all that, so that's why they have you can actually go down to Florida. I know I'm like I'm like tangenting a little bit. You can actually go down to Florida and participate in Python, like challenges, I don't know, competitions where whoever kills the biggest python, like it's like state sanctioned. They want to get rid of these things.
It's the Python hunting challenge. I developed a show for Animal Planet Digital about 8 years ago in regards to it. But yes, it's a real thing. You have licenses. They humanely kill them. Again, you have to bring the snakes to them, and scientists humanely kill the pythons in Florida. So yeah, I am all for that. But again, a humanely way to battle invasive species, not just like kill snakes, because Jeffrey Dahmer did that shit. But there's other animal news that's scary too.
I'm all for snake jazz, by the way. Corey, what do you got for us next? What's the next trending animal news we got?
What's next?
Well, it's good news and it's bad news. The bad news is the gorillas at the zoo in San Diego have tested positive for the coronavirus, which I mean kind of makes sense if you're looking at it from an evolutionary point of view. You know, they're like humans, they can get it. But on the bright side, the gorillas do have access to really good healthcare, so we think they're going to be just fine.
I just want to know who's going to the zoo with coronavirus. Because they had to get it from somewhere.
Like it's an outdoor space, so I feel like people thought that would be a good place to go. Because like we haven't really heard a lot about animals getting it. I mean, I think that there were some things about like dogs getting the coronavirus, and then like maybe a cat once.
Yeah, like super early on. I remember that like being like last May. Ooh, Tiger's got it. Tim just got it.
Yeah.
Little note in there.
But what made them think that they need to test them? That's what I want to know.
Well, it's like Coco has a little. Oh, I'm sorry.
He's got a little sniffle.
Like Coco has a sniffle over here. What's going on? I don't know, Johnny. It's been weird.
Let's test for coronavirus.
Let's go ahead and test her. Oh shit, dude! The gorillas have the coronavirus, and like you have that one dude that's like working in the enclosure. That's like everyone's pointing the finger at. They're probably like, it's fucking Bobby. He gave them coronavirus, and Bobby's like, yo, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. But this is also how Planet of the Apes start. Again, people, Snake Jazz, Planet of the Apes.
No, what about Outbreak? What about Outbreak? Didn't Outbreak come from a virus with animals?
Yeah, but I thought those were little monkeys. This is like gorillas now. I'm going to go with that. Like
that's a closer that's a closer link.
I'm just waiting for all the gorillas to get out of San Diego Zoo, make their way up to the Redwoods, and then next thing you know, they're sitting there telling all their owners Caesar is home. Yeah, it's gonna happen. That was a Planet of the Apes reference.
A lot of animal invasions conspiracies tonight, Pete.
Listen, it's 2020 part 2 right now. I mean, 2021.
The animals come back. The animals return.
This is their year.
Harder, faster, stronger.
Everyone's like, oh man, it's new year, new me. No, this is the animals' year this year.
Moving on to animal fails. Let's knock them down a peg or something, right? Like that's
we
need that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is more. This is why dogs don't trust us. At what point did the bear get in when you were like, yo?
Oh, cat. That's good.
I wasn't expecting that.
I was expecting that.
Yeah, I'm surprised that dog's not like top in that pool.
Ooh, I'm still a little iffy about ferrets as pets.
They're a little crazy, you know.
That's actually dating in Los Angeles.
Gross. What are you putting in her underwear? Oh. Aww.
Yep. It later ate the kid. That's cock and balls.
It's just so happy.
That's what just happened with you and your pup later or earlier.
That's not even a lie. Do all cats do that?
See?
Every single cat does that.
I never try to fit in a box. That's
Game time! 3, 2, 1, go!
Fitting in a box is nice and cozy. It's nice and cozy, Pete. You should try it sometime.
I was trying to be meta. That was a great transition. I'm not gonna lie.
If I fits, I sit. Anyway, Corey, what do we got for gamer time today?
We got some stuff for gamer time. Big news of the week is that Lucasfilm Games has opened up, I guess, their options with developers. They've worked with EA before to do a lot. What was the one that's on EA Pass that just came out on EA Play?
Well, we had Battlefront on there a bunch of times, but I know, I'm trying to think of it. I can't. It's on the tip of my tongue. I downloaded it. I haven't played it yet. Crap.
Okay, we'll come back to that. But they have been working with EA. Now they're working with Ubisoft. And I'm kind of I don't know. I mean, maybe it's also because I don't watch Star Wars and I haven't really like gotten into it like everyone else. But I'm just hoping that, you know, is it like, if you're going to bring another developer in, like, are you gonna create? What are you going to create with Ubisoft? Like, you know where I'm going here? Like, I don't want too much of one thing. So I am excited because I know that they're creating the new Indiana Jones as well.
That's with
coming
Bethesda, right?
Yeah, Bethesda. Yeah. Well, yes. They're creating the new Indiana Jones this year. But one of the things that I wanted to kind of ask, because I did look it up, they did make Indiana Jones like back in 1990s.
Damn it, Rico! I was just gonna tell her that I was gonna have her guess.
Oh, it was No, it was Jedi Fallen Order. It was Jedi Fallen Order.
It was Fallen Order. I finally like realized it, and I was gonna tell you that I got it. Can you want to try to guess? It's too late. And Squadrons. I have not played Squadrons yet, but I've heard good things.
Yeah, I've heard good things about Squadrons on VR. It's really good. But they are creating with Bethesda a new Indiana Jones game. And the question I wanted to ask is, because there's no information or even a name for this game yet. If you could choose what kind of game Indiana Jones was or is going to be, what would it be?
Kind of game, or just like a brief, like what we're getting type of thing?
I mean, like what when you think Indiana Jones game, what do you think of? Because I know that we discussed it and we had two different opinions.
Pete, you want to go first?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I know with the Star Wars one, they're doing more of a, like, the open world. That's how I wish that they would do with Indiana Jones. I wish it would be open world. I wish they would have various different cases and scenarios of, like, around the world that you can go and talk to experts and be able to, like, I think with Indiana Jones, you have such an opportunity here to be able to, like, educate kids oddly through the video game, to be able to have them learn about history. So I think that having some kind of open world would be amazing with Indiana Jones.
Very cool. And I'm sure there would be plenty of like DLC and stuff like that with that, if we could have it as like an ever-growing game type of thing. But I mean, when I heard the news, I immediately thought like, and I wasn't the only one. I know I saw other people posting about this, but I was basically thinking of like the feel of like an Uncharted game almost type of thing. But just more set in the past, obviously, in when the original Indiana Jones trilogy was kind of set, type of thing. And that's kind of the feel that I thought it was going to be, like third person, and you know, you're trying to solve stuff, but you also have the ability to shoot enemies and use your whip and, you know, stuff like that. What about you, Corey?
When I hear Indiana Jones, I kind of think of like a mix between, I don't want to say Tomb Raider because I feel like Tomb Raider is a little too obvious, but maybe like Prince of Persia, where there's a lot of like exploratory, but on kind of a 4D level, 3D level, where like it's not just like going straight. There's also like ups and downs and arounds. Like it's not just you're looking ahead of you kind of situation. So I'm thinking puzzles. In like a Tomb Raider, Zelda, or Tomb Raider kind of sense, dungeons in a Zelda kind of way, and then like kind of your point of view or like your depth of perception in a Prince of Persia kind of way.
Very cool. I mean, I would like to play all of these games. If they turn out to be like any of our ideas, then we have to sue because we've said them publicly.
Right, because they're not games that already exist. Anyway, there is a game that you can play right now, Danny, that came out, and it is called OnlyCans.
Is this fluff? This is gonna be a new esport.
Oh no.
Ooh! I'm not gonna lie, cuckoo. I got all kinds of things going on.
This is why Corey was afraid to download it.
I just want to say that when you open the link to OnlyCans, it says something along the lines of it being mature content, and I mean it's about. So here's the thing: it's a video game about sexy cans, and you're supposed to photograph the sexy cans, and if you photograph the sexy cans in a flattering way, they will explode. And that's the game.
I don't know if you guys have checked out my OnlyFans, but personally, that's ultimately how it works. I set up angles with my camera and ultimately just take photos of myself until buttons pop off or anything like that. I'm not going to get too much into detail about that.
Yeah, I don't want to give it away.
Yeah, I thought that's how it works.
Well, the good thing about this game is that for our voyeurs, there is one-handed gameplay available. So, you know, yeah. But warning, there are some trigger warnings of food, body horror, flashing images, sexual themes, of course, BDSM, which I'm kind of, cans? Okay. Clowns. So, you know, if you don't like clowns, and smoking.
Well, I call it quits at smoking. That's terrible. I mean, unless it's like afterwards, like is that when the smoking comes in? It's like after the can already popped, and you're just like,
clearly, that's when it happens.
Like, is this we did this?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I already downloaded it.
Well, the one thing that I do really like about it is that it's not just like a male game. There, if you look at the credits, there are quite a few females on the team, and that's something that, like, I don't know why in my head I was like, okay, it's fine. Like, I'm not upset about this game anymore. But it is fully voice acted. It's free. You guys can go to you guys actually you can search for OnlyCans game because it's a really weird site. But
just make sure you type in cans. You just have to type in OnlyCans. Again, your Google at this point will immediately correct it to OnlyFans because that's a word now. And so, yeah, but I would love to make OnlyCans a thing. I'm probably going to start an Instagram
next week.
This.
We'll play the OnlyCans together. We'll take the pictures. We'll do the shots. We'll have a live action OnlyCans.
Oh, like we should do it, but with like you should do all that stuff.
My Poland spring.
Well, I was gonna say like it should be with like the D-rated soda, like Dr. Thunder, and like it should be those sodas. Like the sodas that don't really get the likes that they deserve. Like Mr. Pibb. Like we should do that. Like Mr. Pibb. I mean that's pretty much that's all I got.
American Dad kind of did Mr. Pibb.
Mr. Pibb is solid B squad. Like they're not D
okay.
squad. Mr.
So
Pibb
now everyone has an opinion on their cans. Okay, now everyone has an opinion on the cans.
Don't you badmouth Mr. Pibb. Some of us were less fortunate and grew up with Mr. Pibb, not Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Thunder. Now fuck Dr. Thunder.
Anyway,
that's it. That's all I got for cans.
I just wanted to see every time you took a sip of your can, I thought you were going to do something. So I was just like sitting watching.
Well, luckily it only fits one hand right now, and then I have this. I don't even know what's going on right now.
Gameplay. There you go.
See?
Ooh. All right. You guys ready for the products of the night?
Sure.
And I said products of the night. So I have to give credit to Billy McDonald, I believe, for both of these products. Not only the Fruity Pebbles crisps, but the Fruity Pebbles ice cream also. So anyway, we combined these two. They're separate products. They got announced a week to 2 weeks apart. But what we were thinking is, if you can get your hands on these, you might as well wait and get your hands on both of them at the same time because you can dip the crisps into the ice cream. And if you really want to get crazy, put regular Fruity Pebbles over top. And then you just you just hate yourself then.
Okay, I'm just gonna bring back something that I said like the last time we had a cereal product, but cereal is not the same without cereal milk.
Yo, the cereal thing to go had milk in it, damn it.
But you don't milk in it. And get cereal milk.
But that had milk in it. This does not. So I agree with you. No, I'm not dipping cereal chips into cereal ice cream.
But why can't you just dip your hand into the bag and eat it, Danny? Like, I feel like I'm paying an extra $5 for the convenience of it being in chip form.
Wait, no one else does that?
Chip.
No, I'm saying I can do that as opposed to paying an extra $5 for this cereal in chip form.
That's what I'm saying. You can dip the chip into stuff though, like icing.
Right.
You could dip the Fruity Pebble
Or
chip
I
into
can
icing.
or I can just like shove a spoonful of icing in my mouth and then a handful of. Yeah, you see, y'all are making this really complicated.
That was
It's
a very
time for us to go back to our roots.
pause for a second. That was a very violent image of you trying to enjoy Fruity Pebbles and icing. I can shove a spoonful of icing into my mouth and then ram a
I'm a very
handful
hungry
of Fruity
girl.
Pebbles.
That's called hangry at that point. That's what that is. When I'm eating Fruity Pebbles, I'm hangry. Oh,
Anyway.
I'm getting the note. I'm assuming that they're trying to push it to the next product.
But so Pete and I have both been saving for new laptops, and we've both actually had the opportunity to splurge and finally get laptops. And we figured this was an honorable mention product tonight: the mini PC laptop.
Yes, I was gonna say we did not get this because this was only $19.
Maybe you didn't get this, but
like,
this
we
is
have
all
been
I have money
saving.
for.
But no, but I think that's so interesting. Again, it doesn't have like there's no camera, there's no capability in the sense of like like an iPad or your Mac, but it has everything. If you just want to like sling your phone, the Wi-Fi or the internet over to that and just like knock out some emails or I don't know, play OnlyCans, like you can just jump onto that. You're like that callback. Just go back to you can just go ahead and be like, I'm gonna play OnlyCans while on top of a mountain. Break out my little laptop and just knock it out. I'm not gonna lie. It writes itself. I don't see the commercial yet, but it'll be there.
So they should be selling this with OnlyCans preloaded on it, is what you're saying.
I mean,
Market.
I think it's a brilliant idea. Mind you, I'm sure that those. I don't know really how safe those are yet. I'm sure like they're probably like, don't put it in your pocket because like it's kind of a bomb at that point. They're like, we haven't really tested it out in like hot areas. They're like, listen, if it's over 65 degrees, don't bring it. But it looks like an iPhone, whatever the giant iPhones are. iPhone 11.5 X. It's like bigger than my hand, yo. I got baby hands.
Are we sure that this
hands.
isn't one of those things where you pay for it and then all of a sudden they don't answer your emails anymore?
I mean, I Googled that and I went down. It does seem like it's a legit thing, but like the product reviews are just like, yeah, like it breaks kind of easy. So I'm sure that it's made with like random parts of like other computers and like a MacBook 90. They're like, it's okay, it's great. But yeah, that's the show.
Yeah,
that's the show.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
I think so. Yes.
Yes.
That's the show. We can always use other things to lighten it up.
Only Daisy cottage cheese will do. So tasty, so pure. Can I have a little more? Only Daisy cottage cheese will do.
That's the show. Everybody have a great night. We'll be back here, same time, same place, next Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Good night, everybody.
Sponsor us, Daisy. That is what we're trying to do.
Sponsor the time.